Hello and welcome back to the Dante in a Year podcast. My name is Danny Fitzpatrick. Let's continue with Dante's Paradiso, Canto 23. As the bird among the beloved fronds reposed in the nest of her sweet chicks through the night that obscures things from us, who, desiring to see their faces and to retrieve the food with which they're satisfied, in which grave labor she's gladdened, awaits the time in an open branch above, and expects the sun with ardent affection, fixedly gazing there where the dawn's born. So my lady stood erect and attentive, turned back toward the place below which the sun shows least haste, such that, seeing her suspended and pensive, I was made as he who, desiring another's will, is appeased in hoping. But a moment was between the one and the other time, between my awaiting, I say, and my seeing the sky grow more and more brilliant. And Beatrice said, "Behold the flocks of the triumph of Christ, and all the fruit collected from the gyres of these spheres." It appeared to me that her visage was all inflamed, and her eyes were so replete with joy that I must pass on without description. As in the full moon's serene evenings, Trivia smiles among the eternal nymphs that adorn all the breast of the sky, over the thousands of lamps I saw one sun that inflamed all as much as ours does sights above. And through the vivid light appeared a luminous substance so clear to my sight that I could not sustain it. "O Beatrice, dear sweet guide," she said to me, "that which overcomes you is the power from which none can repair. Here is the wisdom and the power that open the roads between heaven and earth, which once were so long desired. As flame swerves from cloud, and widens till it can't be kept there, and contrary to its nature descends upon the earth, so my mind, made greater among those courses, issued from its very self, and was made such as it can't remember. Open your eyes and regard who I am. You have seen things that have possessed you of the power to sustain my smile. I was as he who rises from a faded dream and strains to bring it back down to his mind, when I heard this offer, worthy of such thanks as can't be extinguished from the book that reviews the past. If a moment all those tongues should sound, those Polyhymnia with her sisters strengthened of their sweetest and richest milk, to aid me, it could not carry the thousandth of the truth, singing the holy smile, and how it made her holy face radiate. And so, figuring paradise, the sacred poem must leap, as he who finds his way cut short. But he who would consider the ponderous theme and the mortal shoulder that would bear it, couldn't blame it should it tremble. It's not a passage for the little bark whose ardent prow goes fending off the waves, nor for the helmsman who'd spare himself. Why are you so enamored of my fire that you don't turn back to the beatific garden that flourishes below the rays of Christ? There is the rose in which the divine word was made flesh. There are the lilies for whose odor the good way was taken. Thus Beatrice, and I who was all ready for her counsel, rendered myself again to the battle with my weak brows. As with a ray of sun which poured upon me through fractured clouds, my eyes, covered in shade, once saw a meadow of flowers. So I saw a greater throng of splendors, refulgence of the ardent rays above, without seeing the source of the refulgence. O benign power that so impressed them, you exalted yourself to a place above, to lavish sight on those eyes most prepared for you. The name of the lovely flower I ever invoke, both morning and evening, restrained all my soul in the vision of the greatest flame. And as both my eyes were painted of the kind and quantity of the vivid star, who conquers there above as there below, there descended into the heaven a little lamp, formed in a circle in the guise of a crown, and it cinctured her and wheeled all about her. Whatever melody sounds most sweet there below, and most draws the soul to itself, would seem a cloud scarred of thunder, compared to the sound of that lyre with which the lovely sapphire was crowned, that which in sapphires the heaven most clear. I am angelic love, who wheel about the lofty joy that breathed from the womb which was home of our desire. And I will wheel about you, Lady of Heaven, until you follow your Son, and make the supreme sphere the more divine for your entry there. So the circling melody sealed itself, and all the other lights made the name of Mary resound. The regal mantle of all the volumes of the world, most fervent and most enlivened in the breath of God and in his ways, had its inner fold so far above us that its appearance, there where I was still invisible to me. So my eyes had no power to follow the crowned flame that lifted itself after her soaring. And as the infant that extends its arm toward its mamma after it's taken the milk, as the soul inflames the act without, each of these splendors reached on high with its crown, such that the deep affection that they had for Mary was plain to me. Then they remained there in my gaze, chanting Regina Caeli so sweetly that the delight has never left me. Oh, how great is the abundance in which these richest stores are filled, which were good fields fit to be sown there below. There they live and rejoice of the treasure that was acquired in weeping in the exile of Babylon, where they left their gold. There he triumphs in his victory, below the high Son of God and of Mary, and with the old and with the new covenant, he who holds the keys of such glory. Thanks for joining me for this episode of the Dante in a Year podcast. See you next time for Dante's Paradiso, Canto 24.